Welcome back. NFL action on Sunday. We've got San Diego at Buffalo, and who would have thunk this one? If you would have said, what is the longest shot of any team to start 2-0, you probably would have said Oakland or Buffalo, because those two teams got bashed all preseason. Well, they were right on Oakland. They're 0-2. But the Buffalo Bills, 2-0, and they went on the road, beat a Chicago team that a lot of people, that was their sexy pick for the NFC this year, was the Chicago Bears. Beat them on the road and then come back home and beat a Miami Dolphin team. What do you make of these Buffalo Bills?
I've talked to a few people before the preseason started, and they said that they were pretty much a buyer on the Buffalo Bills. When you take a look at the Buffalo Bills, they've got quality talent all over the team. The question is the quarterback. And if he matures, they can be a quality football team. I was really impressed about their home crowd last week. They were really into that game. We've got some friends that are from the Buffalo area, and when the Sabres owner came out and said, I'm buying the team, I'm going to keep them in Buffalo, it was a big relief. I'm from Cleveland, and I know how it is to lose a team. Buffalo fans really came out, and they're starting to buy into this team. And I think the Buffalo home advantage may be a little bit bigger this year than it has been in the past.
Well, I do the NFL Megapod every week with Gil Alexander, and the guest expert this week was Richard Stand, who is from Buffalo. And that is exactly what he alluded to about the Buffalo Bills. He said the city is just absolutely electric right now. And it's something to look at because they are playing with spirit. But I'll tell you what I like, and you said it, they've got a lot of talented, skilled people. Their maybe least talented is the most important skilled person is the quarterback. But I've said it time and time again. If you have an average quarterback, but you have a great running game, it's going to make that quarterback better when you can run the football. And tell me there's not many teams in the NFL that run the football better than the Buffalo Bills. And when you consider that they don't really have a quarterback threat, that you have to worry about the passing game, for the running game to be that impressive says something. And I like what they're doing. And I think San Diego, and that's the key why I like this game, I think the Bills will be able to run the football. And I think this is a horrible spot for San Diego. You know I'm a situational guy. Look at what San Diego's had to do in the first 3 weeks. They started week 1 on Monday night on the road. Then they come back, play at home on a short week against Seattle, the defending Super Bowl champs. Now you come off a Monday night primetime game. Then you're one of the key 4 o'clock games last Sunday against the defending champs. You upset the defending champs. And now you're going on the road to play an early start. And I'm not saying the West Coast to East Coast thing, because that's actually a myth about that stat. But still, you're traveling across country after having 2 big games already. And what I want to point out is they played Seattle on a short week. And the Seattle Seahawks are the new Pittsburgh Steelers as far as physicality. I used to talk about the stat all the time with the Steelers, that the week after you played the Pittsburgh Steelers, if you went against the team that played the Steelers the following week, you had a very profitable record because the Steelers hit you so hard, you were beat up going into that next week. And that's the Seattle Seahawks now. And I just think this is a horrible spot for San Diego.
I agree, the spot is bad for San Diego here. But if you watch that game, San Diego was the more physical team. They out-physicaled Seattle. And coming into the year, I've got a handicapper buddy of mine that studies San Diego. He lives in San Diego. He told me he loved this team. He says, this team is better than what they were last year. You go back and look at this offense before the new coach came there. It went from 22nd to number 4 last year. It just fits Phillip Rivers perfectly. I like the San Diego team. I think we're going to make a lot of money on San Diego. I bet if the season wins over. The spot points to Buffalo, but don't sleep on San Diego. San Diego's a good football team.
I agree with you. San Diego's improved. One last thing I'll say, just remember, if you watched the game last week, and I was on San Diego, so I was very happy. Why did Seattle quit giving the ball to Marshawn Lynch?
He was injured. What I have heard was he only had 6 carries last week, and he was injured. They're resting him up. They're going to bring him back this week. We'll see later on in the week if he's 100%, but that was part of it.
That's part of it. Buffalo will not stop running the football, and I think they can run the football against this team because Seattle did have success in the limited runs that they did, then went to all the passing game. All right, there you have it. My free pick is to take the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to lay the 2.5 with them. I've got them winning this one 27-17, and who would have thunk it? You Buffalo Bills 3-0 to start the season. That's what I'm saying is going to happen. Take the Buffalo Bills. We'll be back to preview Monday Night Football up next. He's Brian Leonard. I'm Marco D'Angelo.